Hello fellow duelists, this is Shadow of the Moon, and these are going to be Blackwing combos that you need to know if you are playing a pure Blackwing style deck. So, I know that a lot of players play with Kali Yuga, or they play with the Centurion version with King Calamity, or they play Horus, or they play Bestial, and all those decks are really good. I'm gonna be, honest, those are all really good subvariants. I personally like to play with the pure Blackwing synchros, or pure Blackwings period. So these are going to be three combos that you're going to need to know if you want to kind of take your game to the next level. So the first combo is, I'm going to show you what happens if you only have one Sudri in your hand. And even with one Sudri, you can still end on a, actually, at least an okay field. It's not perfect, but you can actually do something. So here we go. This is going to be the first combo. So what you're going to do is you're going to normal summon Sudri. You're going to activate Sudri's effect. This is going to search for your Vata. And then Vata is going to special summon. Then you're going to activate Vata's effect. On his effect from the grave, this is going to special summon a Simoon, and you do not take the damage because you have a Blackwing dragon. Then you're going to activate its effect, and you're going to special summon a token. So now you've got those two. Then you're going to send Boreas Storm. You're going to special summon Boreas Storm. Boreas Storm's effect will activate. This will give you Sharanga to put in the graveyard. So we're going to put in Sharanga. So now you got Sharanga in the grave. And then you're going to use these two, and you're going to synchro summon for Dissipator. Dissipator will then wait to activate its effect. You're going to banish these two, and you're going to special summon your Blackwing Dragon, and then activate Dissipator to special summon lastly your Boreas Storm. So you can see right here, you've got a monster effect negate or monster destruction. You've got Sharanga, which is that can pop a card on the field. If it's a field spell, that's probably the first thing that you're going to want to do. And then you have a way to kind of burn your opponent continuously, and then potentially a dark hole, if that is what you would need to do. So this is the first one. I did show this combo already, but I wanted to go ahead and show it again to kind of refresh your memory if you're playing pure Blackwings. And the next combo I'm going to be showing you right now, which we'll have to do, the next two we'll have to do with Y-Strix. So, alright, that's going to be it for this part. Alright, this is going to be the second part of the video, and this is going to have to do with Y-Strix. So, when you're playing pure Blackwings, you're going to potentially be using Red Hot Abyss, because Red Hot the floor anymore, or Borreload Savage Dragon. But what happens if your opponent negates with an Imperm or Effect Failure, or even an Ash on your Sudri? So this is what you can do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go through the normal combo line. So you're going to do this. You're going to add Sudri to your deck to your hand. And then you're going to normal summon your Sudri with its effect. And then we're going to pretend I'm not going to use its effect. I'm going to pretend somebody Effect Failure, Impermed, or Ashed it, or whatever have one's effect. So since they negated it, you do get to, after that, get to select what you add to your hand. So then add Hamart in the Dust, because this guy is going to be really amazing in a second. Then you're going to go into your Y-Strix. Okay, you're going to go into Y-Strix. This is going to special summon, choose Shamal, and then special summon your Hamart in the Dust. Activate Hamart's effect. Do not activate its effect. Keep it a level 2, and then you're going to go into Notham the Starlight. Okay, so then you're going to activate Shamal's effect, and this is going to add Sudri back to your hand for that double search. So you didn't get it before, but now you're going to get it again. The only downside to this is that you will take some damage, but also you are not able to get Twin Shadow or a Roshi if you're using it like this, because if they negated it, you're going to need both of those searches to be for Shamal and Vata. So we're going to go into here, or Shamal and, Shamal and Vata. So then you're going to add these two, you're going to special summon, or add Vata to your hand, and then you're going to add your Shamal to your hand. Go ahead, activate Shamal's effect, discard of the graveyard, and this is going to special summon your Vata after that, and then activate Vata's effect. this is going to send Zephyros and your Chinook to the graveyard, synchro summon for Blackwing Dragon, and then go ahead and activate this effect to special summon Vata. So that's going to be your first search. And then since you have a Black Wing Dragon, you can bounce back your Black Feather Whirlwind to special summon your Zephyros the Elite from the graveyard. Don't take the damage from it. And then you're going to activate this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go into a second Black Wing Dragon. So 1 and 2. Okay. And then you're going to go ahead and special summon your Vata again. And then you're going to synchro summon your Boreas Storm using Sudri and Vata. And then activate Boreas Storm's effect, send Sharanga to the grave. And you can see where this is going to be going from here. So you're going to go 1, 2. You're going to go into Dissipator. Now, you do not have you don't have Orochi and you don't have Twin Shadow. So you've got these two things right here that you need to kind of get rid of. Well, that's what happens if you have SP Little Knight. There you go. So now you've got SP Little Knight. You can go ahead and activate its effect to banish your Black Whirlwind so you don't take the 1000 from the graveyard. You can activate Dissipator's effect. This is going to special summon your copy of Boreas Storm that was banished. Go into your full Armor Master. And then you can go into your second copy of your Blackwing Dragon. Alright, so even with you having Sudri negated the first time and getting rid of that search, you were able to end on multiple interruptions. You have a pop, you have a way to protect yourself. If you do burn damage, you have 1400 per effect. You've got a monster effect or a destruction, and you have a banish effect. So that in and of itself can sometimes be enough to win the game if you're going first, and if they get rid of your Sudri and they get negate its effect. So all hope is not lost. That's why Ystrix is very important in this deck, because if you get really weird hands and stuff, or if they tend to negate something that's crucial, you can go into Ystrix and still end on some. See you in the last one. Alright, this is going to be the third part of this video. So, I'm going to ignore Zonda and ignore Effect Veiler. So, what do you do when you open up with weird cards like Orochi, Hamartin, and Chinook? So, there has been times where I have personally opened up with these three, and at first you're thinking, what the hell can I do with these three cards? Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So we're going to ignore the Effect Veiler and all that stuff, so that's not going to do anything anyways. So Orochi, yeah, go ahead and activate it, because it's going to keep bugging me if I don't. Alright, so yeah, it's negated. So then you're going to go into Ystrix, 1, 2. You got activate Ystrix effect. This is going to pull Chinook out. Okay, and then like do this before. So you have two routes that you can go into. You can go into the route where you copy its level, make it a level 10, these two level 10, go into Blackwing, Full Armor Master, and then add Chinook back to your hand, so you have something that's indestructible as well as a monster effect negate. Or you can, which I'll probably show you how to do that right now, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So copy, you're going to go into 1, 2, and then this is going to add this back to your hand. So even with those two, you're still able to have a Chinook and you have a Blackwing Full Armor Master. So, I mean, it's not the best, but you at least have some protection. So now I'm going to show you what happens when you, instead of that, if you choose not to go on this route and you want to go a little bit deeper. Alright, this is going to be the next part. So in the last one, I showed you how to go into just a Full Armor Master and a Chinook in your hand by using Orochi, Chinook, and Hamartin. So what happens if you don't have that? What happens if you just have this? So I'm going to show you. You're going to summon Chinook. You're going to special summon Vata, special summon Orochi the Squall, and then you're going to use Ystrix. So you're going to go 1, 2. This is going to go into Zephyros the Elite. I'm just going to pretend that this doesn't exist because, you know, it happens like that. So then you're going to activate Vada's effect. This is going to send Martin and... oh wait, not Martin. I'm going to send Zonda to the grave. This special summons your Blackwing Dragon, and then you're going to activate its effect, special summon Simoon, and then you don't take the damage. And then what you're going to do is you'll take, and you can go into SP Little Knight using Y-Strix and using Blackwing Dragon. Don't activate its effect. And then you can go into Chaos Angel. So, I mean, it does give you an option. Like I said, if you've got something like that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but at least you have something. You have a way that you can banish their monster, and your monsters cannot be destroyed by battle if they're dark types. So it does kind of help a little bit. If you were to have Vata, you could extend the combo just a little bit and have a Blackwing Dragon on the field and an SP Little Knight, but that would be the extent of it. But it's just something that I kind of wanted to like show you because I've been messing with it for a while, and I wanted to do like a full-on video. So the next part of this video is going to be another combo. I'm going to be saving the last part to where it's literally the full Red Hot Abyss. It's the full Simoon Sudri uninterrupted combo, so that way it gives you an idea how to play Blackwing. So, alright, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, and with that, this is going to be the final video in this tutorial, and I hope that you all have enjoyed your journey with me through the combos using with all the Blackwing cards. And this is going to be the most basic. This is full extension, full board, so if your opponent doesn't hand trap you and stuff, and even if they did, you could still end on a pretty good field using pure Blackwing. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the actual combo. So this is all basic. Adjust it a little bit. Normal summon. So all this is pretty much the normal way to play. Obviously, you're going to get Vata, you're going to get Shamal, and this is going to be the standard combo. You're going to discard this, your Black Feather Whirlwind. You can go ahead and play this. You can activate and send Zephyros and Chinook to the graveyard, special summon Blackwing Dragon. Do not activate this yet. You don't have to. Now you're locked into synchros, but that's perfectly fine because with this field, that's pretty much what you're doing anyways. 2. Notham. Activate Notham. So make sure that you chain link Shamal with Sudri, so that way if they negate anything, they just negate this, and it's, you know, not as bad because you can still go into almost a full combo using this, and the only thing they're able to negate really much, or pretty much, is that. So now you're going to search for Sudri, and this combo was made like, and more was like focused on and stuff during the YCS about a year ago with Benoit. I don't remember his last name, but he was using pure Blackwings, so this is pretty much what he was using for. And as you can see, the match is really hilarious because the opponent attempts to evenly match him, and he plays Red Hot Abyss, and obviously doesn't do anything. So, alright, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to take Boreas Storm, go ahead and send Sudri. Boreas Storm, the Wicked Wind, you're going to activate Boreas Storm's effect, and you're going to activate this effect to grab Vata, and then Boreas Storm's effect, you're going to send Sharingan to the graveyard, which is very key to the deck. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into a second copy of Blackwing Dragon. There you go. And then you're going to go into Red Hot Abyss, 1, 2, the one that has the thing, has the counters for it. And then you are not going to activate that effect. Then you're going to go into Dissipator using this. Dissipator's effect. Go ahead and banish the Red Hot Abyss, 1, 2. And since you do have both in the graveyard, you can actually recycle it. So how I'm going to do this is you're going to go and you're going to special summon Boreas Storm. So from here you have two options. You can either summon all three, which is a very good idea. If you're not worried about getting, you know, too many hand traps and too much stuff like at this point, or you can go into this, which gives you more of a balance. And the reason I say that is because if you have a Blackwing Full Armor Master on your opponent's turn and you have Twin Shadow set, you have Stronger in the Grave, so that way if they play a field spell, you can just quickly pop the field spell. So we're going to end the turn, you take 1,000, and then I'm going to put the chain on. So then from here, be very careful about how you want to activate Twin Shadow. So say your opponent uses, and he summons 2 monsters, right? You've already used this up, you've already used Dissipator's effect, and you've already used Stronger in the Grave, and you've already been burning them. So what you can do is you can play Twin Shadow, you can send back Sudri and Shamal, and this will get you Silverwind. And then Silverwind would activate its effect and would pop 2 cards on the field, pop 2 monsters. So those 2 monsters that they normal and special summon would be gone. So, and you also have Blackfeather Whirlwind to be able to protect you in case they play a card that would destroy by battle or by card effect or whatever. You can get rid of a counter for it. So with that being said, I have been doing research. I did do research. I did play with Bestial Blackwings, and I was very impressed by the board, the field, the end field, which is very strong. Don't get me wrong. It was very strong. The being able to have more combo extenders like the Bestials and everything was fantastic. The only reason why I chose to not use Bestials, like I use it as like a smaller package, like I have like a few of them in there, like, you know, for hand traps and for also for my purpose. But in order, you know, I didn't choose to go into more Bestials and use like Branded, Regained, and all that, was because of this guy right here. With Baron de Fleur being banned, Borreload Savage Dragon being banned and stuff, especially Baron de Fleur, this deck doesn't have any really negates. And with Bestials, yeah, you have plenty of interruptions because essentially the field would consist of 2 or 3 of these, Dissipator, and then SP Little Knight, which is still good, you know, because you still have your Twin Shadow, you still have your Strong Gun, you still have your, you know, Chinook and all that stuff. But what I didn't like was that if they play Dark Ruler no more, the only thing that you're going to be able to do is banish using SP Little Knight and then maybe Dissipator or, you know, one of these, and then this would be the only thing on the field, meaning they could easily break it if they have certain cards. At least with this, you can also kind of trick them because you can use this effect if they play like Fibrin Droplet or Dark Road No More or whatever, right? You can activate Twin Shadow, and then you can activate Red Hot Dragon Archune's Abyss's effect because it's not targeting, it's not, you know, you're not chaining it, so it's a different chain, and therefore it'll actually allows you to do that, which is really cool. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why I chose not to use Bestial Blackwings and just stick with a pure Blackwing with, you know, Bestials as hand traps, because of this guy right here. Because honestly, he's too good to not take out. So if you're more like me and you're like also like a purist, it's more fun to be able to play like this. Now, am I saying that this deck is incredibly, incredibly competitive? Yeah, I actually think this deck can be very competitive, especially if you're splashing hand traps and splashing different kind of tech cards and everything in this deck. This deck can be really good. I mean, because you're using Twin Shadow, you're popping 2 cards when your opponent doesn't expect it. You have an Omni Negate when they activate a face-up card. You have either a Monster Destruction or a Monster Negate, depending on if they have a card that's banished. And then you can potentially burn them for either 1,400 or 2,100 points of damage. Or, yeah, 2,100. That's really good. Plus, you have Stronger in the Grave and Chinook that would be added to your hand. You know, so therefore, it makes a very good field. Like, there's multiple disruptions. And Red Hot Abyss, honestly, is fantastic. That's why he's in the deck for now. And that's why I love this deck, because it's just incredibly fun, but it's also competitive. Now, if you take this to a YCS or regional, are you going to top? You might top. You may get like maybe a top 32 or something, which to me that's perfect. That's fine. And you can win at locals with this kind of deck, especially if your opponent, and especially if you're playing against people who honestly do not know how to play against Blackwings. So, alright, so that's going to be it for this whole combo video. I know I ranted long enough. I'm really glad that all of you stuck around. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for always watching my content. You guys rock, and it's just something that I always enjoy doing. So, yeah, be on the lookout for more awesome Blackwing content along with other deck profiles that I am going to be having. So, with that, I'll see you guys next time. Later.